Hello, everyone. This is Spiritual Teacher for You. My name is Cassie, and I'm going to do a reading for you. I just realized that I saw one of my cards in my purse. I'm going to go get it real quick. Okay, so the card that was in my purse was the Judgment card. Um, does that feel connected to this collective? It doesn't. Okay, guys, that was not for y'all. So good. Good. Anyways, welcome. Hello. I'm so glad that I was able to have time and the energy to come on here for you guys. I definitely didn't think it was gonna happen today. Okay, so I was wrong. Judgment is here again. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. I do feel like the same angelic energy that I was feeling in a previous reading is here again. So they must have some more messages for you guys. This angelic presence is very big. Yeah. Just like how that angel is literally, I mean, like one of their bodies is as big as the head, of the angel. So it's a very high up angel that I'm feeling, and a very elevated angel with lots of responsibility. They're actually very like there's like sales reps, and then there's like the sales rep that's in charge of other sales reps. And then there's the person in charge of everybody underneath them, and it keeps going. This feels like somebody who is in charge of lots of other beings, or the overseeings of things. And I don't know what goes on in the angel world. um I know what goes on on earth, and that I don't even know all the way. The sun. So if there is an angel that is related to the sun, this I am actually getting Egyptian deities from that. Isis, Horus, I'm hearing. But also the sun is about joy, finding your joy. Okay, not to be looking down a lot, but that's two major arcana cards right out the bat, you guys. Right out the gate. Right out the bat. I be doing that a lot, y'all. I be mixing sayings up. And then my husband has to decipher which saying I'm trying to actually use. It's quite funny. Okay, we're getting some of the same cards from yesterday. So I definitely feel that energy still, but there seems to be more messages that want to come. You may want to check out yesterday's reading, Seraphim, if you're interested. But we've got the Rest card, Four of Swords. I noticed that because to learn tarot, I had to do just some little things in my brain to help me remember some of the cards. And so I kind of nicknamed the cards, and that was one of the nicknames is the Rest card. Like, you need to stop what you're doing so hard. And it feels like thinking. I just heard it's a way of thinking. It feels like you're really like obsessing or having like this stream of thought that repeats over and over and over again. You're almost brainwashing yourself. And I'm hearing that needs to rest. You need to distract yourself. Think of something else. Think of a project you want to do. Think of a painting you've been wanting to do. Think of get a book out that you've been wanting to read. Watch a movie that you've been wanting to watch. There's this sequence of thoughts that just repeat over and over and over again in your head. I'm getting like four major thoughts for some reason. Four major thoughts that just repeat and repeat. It's like all you think about. So Spirit's really wanting you to stop that train of thought, distract yourself with something else here. Yes, this is the time to get creative. It feels like this is addressing someone who kind of has a lot of time on their hands, and that's why you're obsessively thinking, because now you have the time to think. And so that's why, yes, okay, that is actually why judgment came out, because you're sitting here thinking and over analyzing, I'm hearing. So that needs to be put to rest. This is the time to find your joy, your happy place. Two of Wands. I'm getting fire energy here. You could be a Leo or no a Leo, Sagittarius, or what's my other fire sign? Aries. Whew. Sometimes they flow out so easy, other times they don't. Okay. And then we also have the Lovers card here. So I immediately, whenever that card comes out, I notice different things about it every time, depending on the reading and the energy of this reading. And what I'm noticing now is the red and the yellow. So this is solar plexus and root chakra that I'm feeling. Root chakra is where we hold our foundations, our foundational beliefs about life and ourselves. And it feels like that's what needs to be worked on here, is your foundational beliefs about life, yourself, and the way the world works and that kind of thing. There just needs to be, I don't know, a total, like, it's almost like it reminds me of this image that I've seen, and it stuck in my head so hard. A bus going down the road with a with a mountainside, just black, brown, boring view on one side, and then the mountains and beauty was on the other side, just like so beautiful. And then there's this dirt wall you're looking at. So this person on this side of the bus was looking this way at the wall, and the person on this side of the bus was looking this way, and so they were getting this beautiful view. So they would have went home and said, oh my god, the bus ride was so good, and this person would have went home and said the bus ride was so boring. But if he or she had just looked the other way, then they would have gotten the grand magnificent view. But then again, there would probably be somebody who would go, yeah, but it was hurting my neck to turn that way. You just always have those kind of people. But if you really get the gist that if you just look the other way for a moment, if you just, it reminds me again of like the Cable Guy with Jim Carrey when he fell on the satellite, and then so everybody's TV went down for a second, and so they weren't just staring at the TV. They had to like come on. So a guy picked up a book and started reading. you know, like, it's just, stop doing what you're doing. This is like a halt. Stop doing what you're doing and do something different, okay? And so with the Lovers, that is a reminder, in order to really feel into this energy of feeling confident and solid and secure, and being able to recognize the beautiful things about life. You got to work on that root chakra. And then the solar plexus is about your personal power. So when you have an imbalanced root, it usually leaks up into the sacral and solar plexus, and you feel imbalanced there as well. So if you don't have a solid foundation of, confidence and self-love and security and stability, then it's really hard to feel very powerful. So they go together hand in hand. But it takes standing in your power to want to work on that root chakra and get it clear. So, they it's a symbiotic relationship there, okay? We've got the Star, but it is reversed. So there's fear here. I'm feeling there's fear of what is this? Something about shining. There's fear of being outshined. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing from that. That you want to shine. There's a collective here that wants to shine, but they're scared. Where's this fear coming from? I'm getting to go back to the Lover's card from that. Okay. So there's fear here around, gosh golly, there's trauma here. There's trauma here from past relationships that have not been dealt with, you guys. So we think we have healed from everything from the past when we can sit there and talk about things, or we can talk about the past, no worries, not get emotional. But to me it feels like there's still some healing to be done. It's pretty deep, cuz I'm just noticing that spiky. It feels to me almost like when people say they get a kidney stone and it's spiky or something. So someone here may have kidney stones or gallstones. So be careful if you're getting pain in certain areas of your lower sacral, in your back, you know, in your side, your stomach area, lower belly, then that could be signs of gallstones or kidney stones. So, um, always seek medical advice if if you feel like there is an issue. So this feels like, with it being upside down, reversed, it feels like there is something really pokey, really. Oh, it just feels like something icky happened to you in the past, and it really has left a mark, a scar on your sacral and root and solar plexus chakras. Also, your connection with spirit is tested a little here, because I hear the question of, why did this happen to me? I hear that being repeated a lot. Okay, we've got Six of Swords, so this is a good sign that you will be um, coming into closure. I'm feeling closure, and I'm hearing clarity about a situation. The six is really, oh wow, okay. I was just shuffling through the deck, and the Three of Hearts, Three of Swords is also here. So this is dealing with heartbreak from the past that you're moving on from. um and I do feel like it was a past relationship that really just tore you apart. And I do feel that there was trauma there. And I mean, like, something happened, they said something, they did something that really made you feel less than you actually are. And so the rest of your life you've been defending against that almost. Yeah, it sucks. It's sad. It makes you be angry. I feel anger, not only anger, I feel sadness, anger, I feel a shame and guilt and all kinds of things in this heartbreak. It's not just, heartbreak. It's like a lot of emotions that haven't necessarily been dealt with. You might have dealt with the pain part of heartbreak, but you haven't dealt with the other emotions that come with heartbreak. And that's what feels like it's still kind of stuck there. Okay. We've got Knight of Cups. Interesting. This feels like it's coming towards you. Knight of Cups. I'm getting nighttime. So somebody might, nighttime seems to be the time when you feel things the most. You could be, it feels like that's when all the thoughts start flooding in. During the day you can distract yourself with the mundane things of life, but this feels like nighttime is when your emotions really come forward, and it's some pretty rough emotions. Like, these are the emotions you're ashamed of. Interesting. I got a big heart chakra moment there. So these emotions feel like they're emotions that you're ashamed of having. And I'm getting that these emotions have pushed people away. But you were satisfied with how they pushed people away, because then you felt relief, like, oh, I'm not going to hurt someone I love. if they're not around me. So some of you push people away when you feel like you're just going to hurt them, which is this is a very low self opinion. Um and it's from the past trauma that you've had, that you feel like you're not worthy of someone good in your life because you will either push them away or punish them or sabotage it in some way. And yes, that is coming up for a reason. And that's why this solid foundation is coming in, because you do need to take the time to heal before you try to be in a relationship. Now, can you be in a relationship and still heal? Yes. But the spirit's really encouraging the alone time of healing before you actually move into something with someone. So yeah, if self-sabotage, if sabotaging the relationship is a pattern of yours, yes, you have to do at least a certain amount of healing to get to a base level solid foundation in yourself that you won't sabotage the next relationship that you're in, and you can be honest and express yourself in it from a healed place instead of an angry or trauma filled place. Okay, so for some of you, I was getting told to notice basically what I'm wearing, which is a lot of gold. Oh, my necklace is, oh, I have a butterfly, a gold butterfly. And the pink and white are jumping out to me. The glitteriness of everything. This definitely feels goddessy to me, almost like how a goddess would surround herself with shiny, beautiful things. So this could be how you identify maybe to people as like a goddess, or you've been called a princess before. So if that resonates with you, this reading could be for you. Yeah, there's that self-sabotage card right there. Yes, that is confirmation of the energy I was feeling. Thank you, Spirit. Um, so if you feel like you're pushing someone away, or you don't even want anyone in your life that's good, um, because you feel like you lash out at them, or you say things out of spite or meanness or jealousy because you haven't done the healing. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to self-sabotage, and you do a lot of them, okay? So and people feel that you are pushing them away. They don't understand why. And so, yes, if you're feeling like you want to take the time and not have anyone around you so you can heal, that would be wonderful. But if you're just pushing people away so that you don't have to deal with not hurting anyone, that's not actually healing. That's avoidance. So it's time to do the healing work, I'm hearing. It's time to do the healing work. You're ready for it. You're at a certain level of awareness that you can stop and think, okay, I've repeated this pattern many times in my life. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. What is this? Let's take a look at it. At least just taking a moment to reflect might be the path to you healing, okay? And we've got King of Pentacles and Seven of Cups, which were one of the first cards to come out in the reading yesterday. So we're almost coming full circle here. So yeah, you might want to check that out if you haven't seen that yet. King of Pentacles, you guys. Yeah, you're set for life, I'm hearing. You're set for life. You don't have any worries. When it comes to money, you are surrounded by beautiful, wonderful things. You're really on top of the world. You're kind of in your throne here. You're sitting back just enjoying life at this time. So you could be someone who's retired. Yeah, and with the Seven of Cups, yeah, so there's lots of possibilities. There's lots of emotions to explore. You're retired. You have time to think. This could be someone who is in between jobs. You have a lot of time to think. It's when you slow down. It's when you slow down and are forced to just be with yourself and your thoughts that things just start coming. Like, it's so funny. I'm getting that I'm sorry, it's not funny actually when you're experiencing it. But it's funny because some of you are actually in this time of being supposed to being able to relax and enjoy life. But what's happening is you've avoided dealing with emotions that you've had for so long that now that you're at a point in your life where you can actually stop and think, all these emotions are flooding back in, and it's for a reason, because you're at a point where you can process them and you can do it safely. And so life might actually kind of feel sucky. You're like, wow, I'm surrounded by all these beautiful things, but why do I feel so miserable, right? Like, why am I so miserable? My life is so beautiful. I'm reminded constantly of the beauty that surrounds me and how blessed I am, but I'm so miserable. I don't understand. This is like a freak out I feel somebody having. And yeah, so there's a reason, because you're sitting in your thoughts and your thoughts are spiraling and your emotions are all over the place. And that is what Spirit was giving advice from yesterday, or Seraphim was giving the advice of becoming the master of your emotions. Becoming someone who feels an emotion, goes, I know exactly why I'm feeling this way. I acknowledge your presence, but you may go now. I release that emotion. I release my attachment to the situation or memory of that emotion. It's something that happened or whatever, but it's something that happened. Seeing opportunity in the challenge, okay? Opportunity for growth, for healing, for joy, for peace, for freedom. Everything's an opportunity. And yes, this will be, how do I say this? Processing these emotions is going to elevate you to a point that you've never been to before. Therefore, you're on a whole brand new level, baby. The Fool, you're probably noticing zeros. You're noticing like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Just noticing the zeros, and that lets you know you are on the way to a brand new life where you've never experienced. So it's just to enjoy with this newfound wisdom and clarity that you have. It's to be enjoyed, not feared. It's to be enjoyed. Okay, Four of Pentacles. That feels like that solid foundation right there. Yeah, you're on a pretty, I'm getting like a moderate place to be in your finances. Um, and it feels like you're a little nervous about your finances from this card. Almost like you feel like you can't spend any money right now because you don't know. Yeah, because you might be in between jobs, or if you're retired, you only have so many funds coming in for so long. So I do feel a concern around money, but I'm getting from Spirit that you're on solid ground there. You're on solid ground there. You have plenty to do everything that you're meant to do, okay? So that should put ease to mind for some people if you are worried about that. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. See? Your money will be growing. That's so cool. I felt it, but I didn't want to say it but that is confirmed. Very cool. Your money, so you're not only at a solid place, but your money's going to be growing. And Spirit's saying, because I keep going, how? Well, let's see. Ace of Wands. Because there is passion growing in you. There's an idea bubbling around, but it's coming from what you've been experiencing. It's coming from the things that you've been experiencing and the clarity you've been having. This idea is being born. So you might be getting like birthing symbolism. You might see things in the air that mean uh, rebirth or an ending. Yeah, because you're having to release all these old emotions. Truly, you're having to release a lot here in order for all this new to come in. This kind of feels like a shift in collective. So if this is no longer resonating with you, I could understand if you resonate with the first part. This almost feels like a shift, but it could be the same collective. It just feels like a whole different energy. Honestly, I feel lighter, cooler, like breezy almost. And that energy before was very heavy. And now I feel lighter. Wow. You guys, this is amazing. Seriously. Seriously. You're on air. You're on air. Ace of Cups. Yes. So this is like self love, self fulfillment, self everything, like fully in love with who you are and in life. And so when you release, when you finally surrender your attachment to all those old emotions, like if you're still getting angry over something that happened in the past, dude, what are you doing with your life? Like, release that anger, heal. Do the healing so that you're no longer angry. Why do you want to carry around anger? You should be able to think about people and things from your past without, and if you start to feel something, then you haven't properly released it. Now, I'm not saying become a robot, but emotion, let it pass through you. Let the emotion pass, not sit there and linger. Yeah, it's truly a process, you guys. Okay, I'm getting that's enough from tarot, but they want me to get my love and romance cards. I think I put those up because I was kind of over it, but now Spirit wants me to get them out. So I've got my love and romance. I say love and romance and the cards obviously say romance and love. So they are focused on being in love. This is romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. But don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. Just popped right on out. We got long distance here. So love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. And this feels like the highest level of love that transcends time and space. I'm not talking about the love that you have for one of your, plants or stuffed toys I'm getting. I'm talking about the love that you have, that you develop for someone and in yourself it's a responsibility I'm feeling. So I'm getting mother energy here, child energy, that responsibility and love of a parent to a child. I'm also getting the love that you have with a partner that you've been through life with, or a best friend, and y'all just grown through life together. You may have separated for a time and then came back together, and there's just times where that love needs to be separated, and that's what it feels like. This is a time where you're distant from that kind of love. So I'm getting specifically a message for someone who may have lost a child, or just there's distance in the parent and the child, and I'm getting a lot of love connection in that connection. I'm getting a lot of love there. So, and yet there's distance there. So that child may be a past, and for that is a pain I can't even try to come to imagine. So, just know that love is still there from your child to you. They're still feeling your love for them, even if they're not here, is what I'm trying to say. Even if they never even came out, it never got very far. But Okay. Let me pause because I had a thought, but it relates to a personal situation that I'm going through. So I don't want to blast it out here. So I'm going to pause, write it down before I forget, and then I'll come back. Woo! Woo! Maybe I'll figure out a way to say it in a different reading that doesn't make it. But right now, my thoughts aren't going there. So I don't feel like I meant to say it. But it's pretty profound, or at least it's a very intriguing thought. Okay. All right, let's move on. What other messages want to come through for this love and romance feeling that I'm feeling? See, this is a love and romance deck, but I got parental love here, like maternal love for a child on that long distance card. Oh, okay. What came on out? Baggage. Yes, yes, yes. That is confirming everything I was feeling in this reading, that you've got some baggage, okay? And that baggage, I'm sorry. It's okay if you haven't dealt with it. It's okay. You're human. But think about it this way. You're at a point now in your life that you're aware and you want to heal. You didn't have the desire to heal before, but now you do, because you actually have the capacity, the mental capacity and fortitude to do it, okay? So this baggage that you have, that emotional baggage, lay it to rest. Unpack it. Admit you're doing. That is where, okay, yes, you may go, okay, well, how do I get over being angry at someone who did me so wrong? Yes, they did you wrong, but this is how you see it from a different side, is you look at your part in it. What could you have done differently? And being honest with yourself, what you could have done differently. Okay? For example, let's say you and your husband argued a lot and it's like you were right and you knew it, you knew he was wrong, or vice versa. So why was there an argument? What could you have done differently there? I don't have the answers, unfortunately. It's something you have to explore yourself. And that was just the easiest example I could come up with. Okay? Anything else? Whoa. That feels like too many. Okay. I feel someone's desperation here to want to be loved by someone. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to use the word desperation. I immediately was like, that's not the right word. It's more of your desire is to want to be loved. And it's not a selfish desire. You want to be loved like you can love somebody, right? You want to be loved like you've seen other people be loved. So I feel that desire in you to want to be loved. And that's okay. That's the message here. That's okay that you want to be loved. That's a good desire to have. But there is healing that needs to be done for you to receive the type of love that you are desiring. That's the whole point. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. I don't think so, you guys. I think that's done. I'm not getting any messages. Oh, okay. They just wanted me to change decks. I got my deck here, and then look at the card that was immediately on top. Love. Yeah, love is in the air. Da 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 da. So it's a romantic love too. Oh, that's the other desire I feel. You not only want to be loved, you want to be wined and dined. You want to feel romance. You want a man to take extra effort to show you his love. So your love language is probably acts of service, gifts, words of affirmation, maybe all of them. You want all of it. All right, yeah, we've got elevation here. So like I said, I feel this this elevation, but do you see it's the chakra colors here going up, 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 starting with red, the root. So to elevate, you have to work on that root chakra. And this is where we hold all the trauma, all the trauma. So you've got to deal with that to create this solid base, this solid foundation in order to elevate. And look, that's where it all is. Once you've healed that, look, you don't have nearly as much to deal with anymore. You release it all. You release it all. And this is going to completely transform your life. You're going to look at life in a whole different way. It no longer feels burdensome. It no longer feels miserable. It no longer feels overwhelming. Self-love. That's what this is all about. You're not, to be on the elevated path is just increasing your self-love. Little by little, act by act, day by day. What are you doing for yourself? Play more. Have fun more. Laugh more. Have joy more. Look for the signs. They're all around. Look for the signs. Numbers specifically are coming forward very strongly that you pay attention to. I'm getting Empress energy here. So this is just Empress level waiting to be, Empress being the highest. Look at this. Self-actualization. I'm talking about the Empress. This is basically the card that, if you could like correlate it to tarot, would be the Empress card in my deck. Self-actualization, yes. And then what's behind it? You are the light, share yours. Wow, you guys. This is so beautiful. No wonder Seraphim is coming out to give messages. I mean, my goodness, you're so important and you don't even see that yet. Anyways, I'm sending much love and light to you guys. I am noticing 444 here. So that's jumping out, which is that foundation. 333. Okay. That is all. Until next time. Bye.